So, so let's see the shear force and bending moment diagram of a overhanging beam. Okay, so already we have seen that how can you define the overhanging beam. So here we have taken one overhanging beam. In this overhanging beam there is a UDL for a distance of or for a length of 4 meter, and at point C there is a support, and point A there is a support. Okay, and at point D, that is overhang condition, and at this point there is a concentrated load 8 Newton is acting. So we have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, so let's see that how the shear force and bending moment diagram will be. So as already told that for drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram, first we need to find the support reaction. If it is simply supported beam, so definitely first we have to find the support reaction. So let's see, at support A there is a RA, and at support C there is a RB. At support C, there is a RB. Let's see. Okay, so here we have taken that RA plus RB. So RA plus RB, that is the support reaction. So upward force should be equal to the downward force. So downward force is what is the UDL. So that is 10 into the total length, 10 into 4 UDL plus the point load acting at point D. So 8. So 10 into 4 plus 8, that is our 48 Newton. So now for finding the reaction, we have to take moment at any point. Suppose you take about the point A. So moment about point A, if you take, you will get minus 10 into 4 into 4 by 2 minus 10 into 4 into 4 by 2 from this point, plus RB into 6 minus 8 into 8, the total distance. Okay, so by simplifying this, we will get RB is equal to 24 Newton, and from this equation we will get RA is equal to 24 Newton. So we got the reaction or support reaction in the form of RA and RB, and this RA is 24 Newton and RB is 24 Newton. Both are in same value, means equal. Okay, so let's next we have to draw the shear force diagram. So for drawing the shear force diagram, first we need to find the shear force at different point. So let's see, first at point D. So shear force at point D is equal to 0, because at this situation we consider that we have not considered the force which is acting at point D. Already I told that if any concentrated load is acting at any point, then we will find the shear force 2 times at that point. So same thing, first we will not consider this load, and second time we will consider this load. So first SFD is equal to 0 without considering this load. Next SFD is equal to minus 8 Newton with considering the point load, this one. Okay, so this SFD we got this one. Now we have SFC. So SFC means at this point. So if you again there is a point load, that is upward point load, so we will not consider. So SFC at this point will take that in between there is a no load, so minus 8 Newton. Minus 8 Newton. Next we will see again SFC. So SFC minus 8 plus this 24. Okay, because 24 is upward, so plus 24, this gives 16 Newton. Next we will find SFB. So if you see that at point B there is a no load, whatever load is there at point C, that load is coming to point B. So SFB is 16 Newton, since between B and C there is a no load. Okay, so we got SFB is equal to 16 Newton. Next SFA. So SFA, if we see, so SFA first will get, so 16 at point B minus 10 into 4, so that is minus 40, so minus 24 Newton. That is without considering the point load which is acting at A. Okay, so now we have SFA, again considering this point load, that is minus 24 plus 24 is equal to 0 Newton. So these are the shear force value at different point. Okay, so now here if you see that when we have, since there is a uniformly distributed load, and if we see at point B there is a 16 Newton, and at point A that is our minus 24 Newton. So plus 16 to minus 24 it is changing. So definitely there is a in between A and B there is a some point, at that point our shear force will be 0. So let's find the shear force of this. Okay, so we don't know that how to find, so let's first draw the shear force what we got. Okay, so shear force at point D we have 0, shear force at point D we have minus 8, so we got this minus 8 Newton. Shear force at C, that is minus 8, then shear force at C, this is our plus 16, so here it will move to plus 16. Okay, so 16 Newton, and shear force at B again we have 16, so this also 16 Newton. Now shear force at A is equal to minus 24, so shear force at A we have minus 24 suppose. So from this to this you join this one, and again shear force at A is equal to 0, so this one. Okay, so here if you see that this is the point at which there will be a 0 shear. Okay, so this is our 0 shear. So basically we need to find the shear force at this point, 0 shear point. Okay, so for finding this 0 shear we can make this triangle and this triangle, these two we can take as a similar triangle. Okay, so from similar triangle, suppose I am giving this name APQ, this is R. So we can say the location of zero shear from similar triangle APQ and triangle PBR. Okay, so from these two similar triangle, if we take this distance as a x, so we can write that x this length by this value. So this value we have minus 24 Newton, so we can write x by 24 is equal to this total length we have, this AB length is 4 meter. If you see the above figure we have this is 4 meter, so 4 minus x is this length and this by this side, so 4 minus x by this value is 16, so by 16. So if we simplify this equation we get x is equal to 2.4 meter. Okay, so this value x is equal to 2.4 meter, and this value will be our 0 shear point. Okay, so this is our 0 shear point. We need to find this because during the calculation of bending moment it plays an important role. Okay, so let's see that one. So this is our shear force diagram we have drawn. So next we will see the bending moment diagram for this. Okay, so again tell me what will be the bending moment at D. This is free end, and if we take the bending moment about this point, so we will be getting no bending moment. So free end means there is a no resistance, no bending resistance, so we will be getting bending moment at D is equal to 0. Okay, now bending moment at C. So bending moment at C, you fixed this point, so this 8 into 2, that is 16, and it is making a hogging bending, so minus 16 Newton will be our bending moment at C, that is our minus 8 into 2, this is 16 Newton meter. Now let's see the bending moment at B. So bending moment at B, you fix this point and we will be getting 8 into this total distance 4, 8 into 4 32, this is making a hogging bending, so minus 32. Okay, and this we have 24 into 2 48, this is making sagging bending, so plus. Okay, so let's see, So we have bending moment at B, that is our minus 8 into 4 plus 24 into 2, and net we get 16 Newton meter. Okay, so bending moment at B we got. Next find the bending moment at A. So if we see bending moment at A, so let's see 8 into total distance 8, 64. This is our hogging bending, so minus this our sagging bending, so plus 24 into 6, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 4, 6, 24 into 4, okay, 6. So this is plus, and again this is 10 into 4 total load into 4 by 2, that is making a hogging bending, so minus. Okay, so let's say bending moment at A, minus 8 into 8 plus 24 into 6 minus 10 into 4 into 4 by 2, and this value will be giving 0. Otherwise you can say this is simply supported, so simply supported means there is a no bending resistance, so it becomes 0. So as we have seen that bending moment at at this 0 shear point, let's find the bending moment at 0 shear point, because there is some importance of that bending moment at 0 shear point. So let's see. So bending moment at 0 shear point means that is 2.4 meter. So for that, if we see the bending moment, so means around suppose at this point, so at this point we can find. So at this point if we find, we get 8 into 2 to 4 into this, from this side we got 2.4, so from this side we get, that is our 1.6, so 2 to 1.65, total distance is 5.6, so 8 into 5.6 minus plus 24 into 3.6, okay, minus 10 into 1.6 into 1.6 by 2, it is our minus. So let's see. So bending moment at maximum at x is equal to 2.0, we'll get minus 8 into 5.6 plus 24 into 3.6 minus 10 into 1.6 into 1.6 by 2, and this value gives 28.8 Newton meter. So if you see the bending moment at D 0, at C minus 16, B 16, A 0, and bending moment at that point 0 shear point we got 28. So this says this is the maximum bending moment. Okay, so this is the maximum bending moment. So keep it in mind, the 0 shear point gives the maximum bending moment. Okay, so this thing you have to keep it in mind. Already we have seen the relationship that we have shear force is equal to dm dx. Okay, so if our shear force is equal to 0, then we have dm dx is equal to 0, and this gives the maximum bending moment condition. Okay, so this comes from the relationship between bending moment and shear force. Okay, that we have seen in last class. Okay, so this we got. So let's draw the bending moment diagram. So at point D, if we see bending moment, we have 0. At point C, bending moment we have minus 16. So from 0 to 16 it's varying, and how it will vary, by curve or a straight line. So if you see here we have point load, so or the shear force diagram is straight line, so it is our inclined line, so minus 16 Newton meter. Okay, so now at point B we have 16 Newton meter. So from point C to B there is a in between no load, so we'll be getting, there is a variation from point C minus 16 to point B plus 16. So here we can put this as a 16 Newton meter. So here again we have this line. Okay, now this one again from B to A. So if you see that B to A, there is a uniformly distributed load. We got this shear force diagram as an inclined line, so our bending moment diagram is one order higher, so it will be in the form of curve. Okay, so from this 16, that 1.4, it becomes our maximum. This is we can say 28.8. okay, so this become our maximum by following a curve, and it becomes 0. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so this is our 28.8 Newton meter. So this is the bending moment diagram. So wherever shear force, that bending moment diagram always will be our one order higher. Okay, so this we got as a bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. Okay, so I think you have understood. So from this bending moment shear diagram, we have I have given you a home assignment. So homework, just you solve this. This is one overhanging beam, and this is a simply supported beam. That point load is acting. We have done for midpoint, but it is not acting at midpoint. So you have to find the shear force and bending moment diagram for these two figure. Okay, so thank you.